I'm just saying, like, your grocery store kind of... If your grocery store sucks, like No Frills, it should at least be cheap, like No Frills. You can't have a shit grocery store that is expensive. I hate seeing that dude on TV every single time. I don't know, anyone else live here in British Columbia? Every time I see that dude on TV. It's Dave's Save on Food Score and Win Challenge. I'm like, I'm not saving on foods, I'm paying for foods, and you don't have any staff. You're saving on staff, Dave. You're saving on staff. They have that in Alberta as well. If I ever see that guy, I'm not gonna engage in physical violence. I'm just gonna give him a piece of my mind. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna tell him what I just told you. That's like, hey, if you got the audacity to charge $9 for a jar of peanut butter, maybe you could, I don't know, pay somebody 1 jar of peanut butter an hour to work at the bakery section so that I'm not standing there with my thumb up my ass trying to buy 2 buns so I can have Beyond Burgers without filling up my compost bin every night. In local news, a bald man was arrested today for harassing beloved BC celebrity and business owner Dave from Save On Foods. Bystanders say the man engaged in an unhinged rant about how they should start offering burger buns in smaller quantities. He must not own a freezer, Jane. I'm in prison watching the TV up there. They don't get it! I have a freezer, but why should I have to use it for your incompetence? How can you be so close-minded at 34? First off, motherfucker, I'm 33 years old. Secondly, not everyone considers themselves intellectually close-minded just because they found the video game they like and they're playing it. Some people consider themselves close-minded because they form an opinion about somebody off of a single data point rather than looking at the broad spectrum of what makes a human being unique. You're nothing. I was trained classically, contemporaneously at the San Francisco Conservatory of Music. I walked Bob Dylan out on stage. What have you done? Let me see if Kate's gonna stream. Why is every bit just bothering service workers? Good idea. Maybe I'll make a YouTube video that's 33-year-old man orders meat from the deli counter perfectly, and then everybody in Twitch chat who hasn't been outside in 10 years can watch it to brush up on the fundamentals before they go to the grocery store. That's gonna be a hit. That one's going to the moon. Are you crazy? Anyone else, when you get a good zinger, you feel like a burning hot ember between the 2 hemispheres of your brain? And then you indulge it? Nobody else, when they recognize that they've got something in the mind palace that could wither somebody in chat, you don't feel your corpus callosum swell a little bit? Everyone say get well soon, Kate. She got her booster. She did the right thing, societally speaking. And she's being punished for it. At least right now. But the rewards will come later. But that's the trick with the vaccine, right? You don't know if it actually... That would be so... They should, in the microchip, they should put a stat track in the vaccine so you can see how many COVID spike proteins you neutralized because of your vaccine. You could look at your arm and be like, what the fuck? That's like... It's like 750 million COVID particles I neutralized thanks to this thing. That would be crazy, man. My stats class got canceled due to inclement weather. Did you see David Frum post like the most boomer? So David Frum is a former George W. Bush staff member who also shows up in political news all the time as like a talking head. And he posted the most boomer take I've ever seen in my entire life, which was, you know, like the weather predicted snow and it didn't snow today. Is there any other profession on earth that has like so much tolerance for being wrong as often as they are? And then everybody in his replies was just posting like all the interviews where he said we have to invade Iraq because they definitely have weapons of mass destruction. You gotta be real careful what you say on the internet, man. Cause like, You're just so owned, you can't show your face anymore. Now watch this drive. Like, that's the ultimate this you. Yeah, he's Canadian, strangely enough. I'm like, man, also, like, what do you, like, why are you dragging the meteorologists? Like, what the hell have meteorologists done to you? You think they're just making it up? It's not an exact science, man. Like, the cities are, like, big. There might be a Doppler radar that's, like, going over the city. They see, like, clouds, but are the clouds over the whole city? They're probably not in the shape of Akron, Ohio, right? So you might live in, like, one corner of the city that doesn't get rain. It might rain downtown. Out in the suburbs, it's, like, dry, and you're like, oh, the weather person screwed me again. They don't know what they're talking about. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. You don't know shit about it. Just because, oh, but it didn't snow where I live. Okay, maybe they're taking the weather radar from their downtown studio, what they think is going to happen there, instead of giving the weather out in the suburbs where you moved because you couldn't handle the city anymore. You hated seeing other people. I'm like the meteorologists. We can't, as a society, go to the point where we're politicizing the weather, okay? It's too much. Just wear a coat, and then if it doesn't snow, unzip it. Like, little kids understand this. It's so funny that, like, if you're a food server, they call you a waiter. It doesn't seem like, I don't know if this is going to offend anybody, it doesn't seem like they'd be doing that much waiting. It seems like they be doing a lot of carrying. They be doing a lot of lifting. They do a lot of, how's the food tasting when you take the first bite and your mouth is still full? I mean, why are they called waiters? Bowser Dance, 1 in 5,000 chance. Remember when you couldn't sing? Bear Taffy told me I couldn't sing. What if we'd started an era of, instead of diss tracks, we did like, we're disc crooning. Or disc crooning. Luck be a lady tonight. We just wait for, we let everybody else soak up the aggression. Play the game exactly optimally. So true. Let it marinate. What if it's tribes? Yeah, that would be pretty amazing considering that's a 6-letter word. Jesus Christ! We just talked about this. Okay, sorry. Am I the asshole for a joke I made during my best man speech? I'm inclined to say not the asshole, but maybe that's just because I could see this happening to me. I, 34M, was recently the best man at my friend's second wedding. I was also the best man at his first. I saw this joke online and it made me laugh, so I stole it for my opening speech. I said, right, well, welcome back, everyone, which got more than a few laughs, especially from the bride, who seemed to find it hilarious. That's really funny. That's like, it's actually, look, if you can't laugh at that, everybody's a grown-up. Life's funny. Come on. Dude, I gotta tell you as well, we've been doing the stream. I haven't even gotten to my AAA anecdote from yesterday. Anecdote, I should say. So this is everything. It's grocery store, it's self-checkout, it's service staff, okay? I was at the grocery store. We needed some pasta sauce for Kate to make the baby pasta for the baby to take to daycare for lunch. I had all my stuff in my basket. I was using this self-checkout, okay? I scanned carrots, and like there was a barcode on the bunch, and it came up as $27, and I said, oh, absolutely not. So there's a button on the self-checkout that says edit cart. I hit edit cart, deleted the carrots, and then it said, you need a manager's approval to do this. So a nice Grocery clerk came over and was like, what's the problem? And I was like, well, I scanned these carrots that said they were $27. And she's like, that's no problem. I'll just enter them manually. No problem. So she deletes it, enters her password, and enters the carrot product code manually. You know, they're like $3.50. And then she's like, okay, you're good to go. But here's the problem. While she entered all the stuff in, she left her pricing, like scanning gun on the scale. So as soon as she left, she picked up the pricing gun, and then the scale went, error, error, you need a manager to come check on this because it seems like you're stealing something. And then she came back, and with like the most disgusted look in her eye, she was like, it seems like you're having trouble with this. Why don't I just scan it all for you? And I was like, okay. And then she just like, at the self-checkout, she just gave me the normal checkout experience. I didn't have the heart to be like, is because you left the pricing gun on the thing. But she was like so clearly done with me, even though I didn't do anything wrong. The carrots were like, they scanned as like saffron or something like that. And then she sabotaged the scale. Okay. My parents asked how we were enjoying the new place we recently moved. Maddie started going on about how much more house it is and how she's thankful for my help and willingness to support her career. A couple things about how supportive I am, how my job is tough on me. I don't find it that tough. See? A blue-collar worker not calling their job that tough? And anytime I say it on stream, everybody's like, oh, bad take. Straight from the horse's mouth. Apology accepted. And how she's thankful she's able to cover the house while I build my business. Afterwards, my parents called me to ask if everything was okay, if my business was struggling, and if Maddie was having to cover for us, they could help out. I said Maddie spent more on the down payment than I did, but in no way did she cover our house. I brought this up to Maddie, and she sees no problem. She says I should be glad to have a girlfriend who makes money and wants to splurge on me, so I haven't paid for a thing in the last 4 months. Date nights, tickets, grocery, Wi-Fi, gas, nothing. I stopped cooking, so now Maddie orders food for us. Whenever the bill shows up, I say she's got it. Or whenever I need gas, hey babe, can you get this one? I'll cook your favorite food later though. Maddie hasn't said anything, but I think she's getting annoyed. So last weekend, it was me, her sister, brother-in-law, and parents. When the bill showed up, the waiter gave it to me. I said, I'm actually the trophy boyfriend, so I don't pay for things, and handed the bill to Maddie. On the way home, she was being standoffish. All she said was, you didn't have to do that. I said, I covered half my bills, paid for the dates, bought her gifts, and didn't like that she implied she pays for everything. I said, if she wants me to quit doing this, then she can tell everyone the truth, or she can keep paying. Am I the asshole? It's actually hilarious. I don't know. I don't really think he's... Normally, I talk about how like this petty stuff is unnecessary and kind of makes you seem like a dickhead. Here, I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of like, I think you taught her a lesson, quite frankly. I just feel as though, as a college-educated woman with a 2-income home and very few responsibilities, she is able to take care of herself. My youngest son has not made any complaints. Emma says that is favoritism, and I'm trying to force a lifestyle on my kids. I do not believe I'm in the wrong here, but my youngest son has guided me here to get a less biased opinion. Youngest son is a Redditor. You ever thought maybe you should have stopped at 7? You hate to see it. Do a more imaginative build, please. Okay. Salty doubter spotted. Salty doubter spotted. Let me just check something here. I'm just checking something. Kongon. Do a more imaginative build, please. Flare. Predicted no. You hate to see it. You hate to see it. We're already on 6 wins. I guess a big pig and a crocodile, which we never use, aren't that interesting. That's my bad. That's my bad on that one. Spiel. Sleep. He's free. He's free. What? Maths. We got killed so fast after we found the word, man. What the heck's this guy doing? Help me, step bomb, I'm stuck. No! That's what he does? thought it was funny, at least. I thought it was kind of humorous. Oh, come on. No clip storming. Oh, God. Oh, I'm losing it, man. It's all going down. One step away from perfection is oblivion.
Game over.
A flawless is kind of like... There's a little luck involved because you can't really control your early shots. That one, I feel bad for the doubters just because, like, what are you going to do, right? Like, there was never even a chance. And we'll run it back. Rob, no! I Ron Burgundied it. Because I said doubter. The last word I said was doubters. So when I clicked on the bet, I was like, no. That's funny, though. It's been a while. Congrats to the doubters on that one. Big congrats to the doubters. You know what? It just goes to show you the lesson. If there ever was a lesson, the lesson is don't gamble. No. Oh! 3 quick ones? All right. I mean, that's like just really good. That's really good. Oh, that's a new PB. A new PB, solid forest green all the way through. All right, go ahead. Everybody spam their kakas. I mean, if we're talking about name options, this has got to be like one of the best. There's so many. I mean, Witty Masseuses has a certain je ne sais quoi to it. A masseuse that can make you relax and laugh. But I mean, come on. Creamy nuts, creamy buttocks. I mean, when you get the chance, you got to give it a shot. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We're doing this. Alex Koff, believer. 4-month subscriber with a 3-month badge. With the @ text highlighted. Your dockets have been bad recently. It ain't hard to think of games. In my Twitch chat, I have /ban Alex Koff with the autocomplete tabbed. Tell me it was a joke. Tell me you were trying to make a joke about how I was saying the same thing about plumbers, and it just didn't come off right. And I thought I would just add the highlight just to be funny. And sorry, I've been in Hassan's chat, which is more to be a little bit openly antagonistic. It was a joke. Okay, Control A, delete. Also, I did say Hassan. I'm actually insanely smart. I always honor the previous word. We learned something. Sad. Dude, I'm scrolling through more even though I'm going to get Mario started. Am I the asshole for half knowingly making food my daughter doesn't like? Well, let's find out why. What is half knowingly? That seems like I know it, but I choose to ignore it. Okay. My daughter is 16. We asked what we could make for her today, and she proposed we get Chinese food, but my nephew doesn't like it. Kind of a bummer. I talked to my husband, and we agreed on making boles de picolat. I did that around 2 months ago when people were over, and my daughter told me she didn't like that, so I thought I did something wrong, and it wouldn't hurt to do it again. Boles du picolat is just chopped sausage, and my daughter likes sausage. Today, when she asked me what we were eating for dinner, I told her that, and she looked very upset. I asked her if she didn't like boles de picolat, and she looked at me with a duh face and got upset. So I told her I'd make her a homemade burger. She agreed, but told me she was disappointed to eat differently than everyone else at the table. She felt like a kid needs to get their own stuff, and that she didn't want to force herself eating something she didn't like in her own home, and that I'm favoring my nephew over her. I mean, anyway, I think we should try this new game called Rogue Tower that I've seen some other people play. It's a roguelite-ish tower defense. We'll give it... Yes, my lord? We'll give it its due day on the catwalk. Because here's the thing, okay? Can you stop being so loud? I don't have access to my volume mixer. I don't have access to my volume mixer. Options. Okay, how about that? Better.